future presidents.
And Barry, as is indicated by the fact that he's a highly skillful political tactician because he reached the White House as the first African American president at age 47, didn't say anything. I said, "What about you, Barry? What did you determine?" And he said, "I can't tell you." And I said, "Why not?" He said, "Because it's against what we were instructed to do. We have to take this program seriously. We're going to be jumping to Mars." And I said, "Okay, if you don't want to tell us, but we're just going to deliver the thesis and then never know what the other two researchers had determined." So that's how it fell out. What I guess that since Barry has, I think, been a pretty intellectually capacious president. I mean, if you think about our former presidents, I think he stacks up very well for actually the erudition that he's brought to the presidency and the depth of his analysis. I think what he probably concluded was that it was both. That we were both dangerous to each other because we were on the threshold of interplanetary contact, but that equally both civilizations could be benevolent to each other. He probably gave a kind of a dichotomous or trichotomous kind of answer. First did. Barack Obama. As researched by George Stephanopoulos of ABC News, and who interviewed 400 classmates of Barack Obama. He was not in New York while he was supposedly attending Columbia. And also as field tested, or what have you, as researched by Wayne Allen Root, who was one of George Stephanopoulos and Barack Obama's classmates in class of '83 at Columbia. Wayne Allen Root, I believe he questioned 75 of their classmates, and they were all political science majors, as Obama was supposed to have been. And those 75 poli-sci graduates of the class of 1983 of Columbia University in New York City, none of them could place Barack Obama in New York City. What I can add to the controversy about the president's Columbia baccalaureate degree is that I was instructed by the CIA to transfer from UCLA to Columbia the same time he was, and he went. I've even communicated with one of the professors who's looking into this, saying, "Why won't you guys touch the issue of why he was even transferred to Columbia?" What Hunt had told me is that they would simply use our shadow enrollment at Columbia as a cover for involving us in the jump room program further, and even espionage on Earth. We know that Barack Obama went to Pakistan in 1981 at a time when there was a travel ban on Americans going there that the State Department had imposed, the U.S. State Department had imposed. So Barack Obama shouldn't even have been allowed to have gone, apparently, to Pakistan as an undergrad, but he did. So he must have been using his Indonesian passport. Hence, he must have been registered at Columbia as an Indonesian or foreign student. All I know is that the term, the fall 1981 term that he decided or had earned the ability or the right to attend Columbia after having a B- grade point average at Occidental, he ended up graduating from Columbia, and I was instructed by CIA to go there, but didn't attend, but he apparently did because he was one of our fellow jumpers. And in fact, Courtney Hunt may have been the CIA agent who instructed him to put in the intercampus transfer and go to Columbia. After Brett Stillings, Laura Eisenhower appeared on Coast on November 10th of 2011, about a little bit more than a month later, in January of 2012, an article was planted by the Obama administration in Wired.com. And in that January 4th, 2012, literally what? That's about 60 days later. They planted a story in which Tommy Vidor, the spokesman for the National Security Council. Okay, the National Security Council includes the President, the Vice President, the Secretaries of State and Defense, the National Security Advisor, the Assistant National Security Advisor, and their spokesperson. At the time that this article was planted in Wired.com, Tommy Vidor, who had just served as the point man on the Certificate of Live Birth controversy, in the birther controversy, planted a room in the Danger Room column. Again, that's sort of the use of threatening terms to stigmatize certain discourse in our country. In the Danger Room column of Wired.com, he officially denied, or at least denied, as a spokesman for the White House, that Obama has never gone to Mars. And he said, only if you count watching Marvin the Martian has he ever gone to Mars, which I think is a really pretty ridiculous statement. But then, of course, that's